Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, with me, your host, Benjamin Banks. I got my co-host, right-hand man, Travis Martin III. How you doing today, baby?
Hey, what's going on, man? We right here, right? We rocking on Love Line.
That's right, baby.
Leveling Up with Love Line.
Yeah, you know how your boy Keith Sweat, like how he gets down.
Tonight,
you know, the Sweat Hotel, baby.
Tonight, we got a special broadcast for all the viewers out there.
That's right, man. You know, it's our Halloween month, and it's October, and, you know, we just wanted to spice it up for you, and we got all these sweet guests that we have on. We had Mad Max Morrison last week, and now, this week, we have a very special lady, and that's Jenna Kanell.
That's right.
And I can't wait till y'all hear this interview that we did with her, because it was really cool, and it was really sweet, and she's a very nice person.
Yes, she is.
And you just gonna leave me hanging like that,
I just can't. I don't know, man. I can't.
But you can't
contain it.
You can't contain it? Why can't you contain it?
I couldn't contain the explosion.
Yeah, man. It's like I can't wait till we get into this episode. But before we get into that episode, we just want to talk about a couple of things that's happened. You know, that Joker movie came out last week. Did you go see it, Trav?
Or you know your boy went open at night. Now I can't.
Hey,
hold on. I cannot talk about this Joker.
Lower your voice, man.
I cannot talk about this Joker movie in such a low monotone because.
But this the Banks Hotel, man. You gotta keep it good. You gotta keep it chill, baby. Keep it chill.
Hey, there will not chill about the movie. I can't be chill talking about the movie. Apparently, man, these people walking it. Bro,
I think they're fake. Now it's time to use my real voice.
I think all that stuff is fake.
Ain't nobody walking out of the movie, but I will say this. My friend, he sent me a message about there was something that had happened at a Joker screening, and I think it was in Atlanta, and there was this guy in the theater, and like he was, you know, just acting crazy and stuff. And like this dude, like he calmed the guy. Well, he de-escalated the situation until the cops came into the theater, and like people on Twitter and stuff was like, "This man is a hero," because everybody thought that this dude was about to do something in the theater. So what
was he flipping out about?
I can't remember. It was. Well, I'll send you the article, but like I read the article. And like people was taking pictures with the guy, calling him a hero and all this other stuff. And you know, it's crazy. And I had did something similar back when I was younger. When I was going to night school, I was riding the HRT bus with one of my classmates. And this dude, like he was
Victor?
He was much older. Huh?
Victor.
Victor who?
Castell.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
But anyway, like, you know, a night school, because some people come there to get what is it? Their GEDs. Some people go there so that way that they can pass
makeup classes.
I went there to
graduate.
I went there to make up classes, and there was this guy who was in my class, and like he was weird. You know, he used to always come to the classes wearing a suit and tie and whatnot. And I remember like in class that night, he was just very pissed off because he always rode a bike to night school. And like these kids in his neighborhood, I guess they were in a gang or something, but like they stole his bike from him. And he was on the bus, like during the whole class, like he was just frustrated. Like he said he was pissed off and stuff like that. And he was just like, you know, he hates gang members, and he was like, I'm just going to do something about it and everything. Like this man was talking about like he was going to kill these kids.
He's about to Batman it up.
Yeah. So when we were on the bus, like he was just up there, like just saying, man, I can't wait to get home. Like it's like
teach them a lesson.
Yeah, like he was just talking mad crazy on the bus and
over a bike.
But it was also like he had issues too.
Yeah.
And so like he was just on the bus making a scene and everything. And I knew him because I was in the same class with him, so I went and sat next to him, and I was just calming him down, and I was just telling him, I was just like, man,
you rubbed his back.
I was just like, you know, the stuff that happened, I'm sorry that it happened, but I do hope that, you know, that you think about the actions that you're gonna take, because if you do the stuff that you do, then you can end up in jail, bro.
Exactly.
or worse, or dead. You know what I'm saying? And I calmed him down, and he was better about it. when he got off the bus, I remember there was these two old black ladies that were sitting next to us, and like they was just like, "Baby, thank you for calming him down."
Baby, thank you.
You know how?
Yeah, I know.
Baby, because it was just like, because we were about to call the cops on him and everything. I was just like, and I told him, I was just like, he's a really good guy. He does have some mental issues, but I can understand why he's mad, and he thanked me for that the next time he saw me in school. So sometimes it's like people, they just need somebody to talk to. But these people that's going to see the Joker movie, it's like, nah, hell nah. I'm about to shoot up this place. Ain't nothing y'all going to do to stop me. And it's weird and crazy. Now, some of it, like you said, it could be fake. But some of these stories that's going on is just like, dude, like, come on.
But I'm talking about ones that like watched the movie and was so appalled by the movie that they got up and walked out the theater. I don't believe that.
Well, bro, I mean, your dad did get up and leave out of Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, out of being scared though.
But hey, they said that they were scared. Bro, there was nothing in the movie that was scary. Now, there were parts in the movie where I was just like, damn, but it was nothing that made me think like, yeah, they're taking it too far.
No, I mean, they whenever they had a scene that would go into something like that, they left it up to you to decide what happened next.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, of course, but I'm just saying, there's nothing horrific in the movie.
And like there were some scenes in the movie like that were funny, but what was weird about when we had went to go see it with James Brown, who was a former guest up here, and your sister Mandy, when we went to go see it, like there were certain scenes, like there was this one scene where like he smashed his head, like when the doctor, when she was like, she said something about like the mental hospital, and like they showed the scene, a flashback where he smashed his head on the glass window. There was people in the theater laughing. I'm just like, what's funny about that? Like,
I'll tell you what, when he did his laugh, and I went on record and said, this is the best laugh since Mark Hamill's Joker laughed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was geeking. I won't like out loud laughing, but I was smiling.
Yeah.
Because I could not believe how great of a job this dude did.
Yeah, I think he did a really, really good job. Like I told you, I thought the film was really good, but it was definitely overhyped. Like, when these critics were saying like, yeah, we were at the film festival and they got an 8-minute standing ovation and all this, I'm just like, when I went to go see the movie, I was just like, okay, let me see if after the movie is over, like if everybody in the theater is going to be clapping and stuff like that.
I've never clapped for a movie.
I mean, I clapped after Avengers was over, and I always clap whenever I watch a sports movie about a black athlete that was being held down by the white man, and they overcome it. You know what movies I'm talking about.
I'm talking about Creed.
Well, not Creed, but like something
you did it in Creed multiple times.
But like something like Remember the Titans. Right. Movies like that. I don't know. Have you ever seen this movie called The Express?
Nah.
Okay, but yeah, like it was a football film, and I mean, it was during those times where racism was real high and
racism was prevalent in the high school community.
While living while black wasn't the easiest thing to do. So when I watch movies like that, it's like the theater's always clapping. But you didn't clap after Endgame was over?
No.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the theater that me and James went to, they were clapping. There was people in there crying and whatnot. I was just like, there ain't nothing to cry about. But yeah, it was a really good movie.
Yeah, nah. Again, this Joker movie, outside of the Batman trilogy, is the best DC. These are the kind of movies that DC needs to stick to. They showed the trailer for Birds of Prey, and I'm sorry, bro. That ain't looking doo-doo. It's the same thing as Suicide Squad. It's going to have the same problems that Suicide Squad has. These are not films that we're interested in seeing.
I was just doing that because I feel the same way about you. I mean, not about you, but as you about what you're saying. Because it's like, it feels like it's just a Harley Quinn movie.
Well, I mean, it is. Because it says Birds of Prey.
Yeah, it is.
The anticipation
of Harley Quinn. And do you think that Jared Leto is going to be in it?
Oh, God, no. Oh, here's another thing I don't understand. Suicide Squad did so bad that they brought Margot Robbie back to.
Did you like her as Harley Quinn?
I don't like that. I don't like that Harley Quinn. It's not her. Yeah. I don't like that character.
I think that she was okay, but I like my Harley Quinn being. I don't know. I like my Batman animated series.
I like my Harley Quinn being like she belongs on the cover of a playing card.
Not the half.
I like my Batman
sexy
animated series.
Well, bro, I mean, but that's how she is in
Joker.
The comics. I like that Harley Quinn too, right. The original one. But in the comics, like that's how Harley Quinn is now. Like she wears the skimpy stuff.
I'm even fine with the skimpy stuff. I don't like the I don't know. But again, it's more of I don't like those kind of films that DC is trying to do.
Yeah.
They need to stick with the dramas.
Yeah, some films can be comedic and stuff like that, but when I first heard of Birds of Prey, I thought that it was just going to be about the Birds of Prey, and then Harley Quinn was going to just be there, kind of like I thought it was going to be like Suicide Squad,
right, yeah.
But this film, it feels more like a Harley Quinn movie. And
it's
then
the Harley Quinn movie they said they were going to do without them doing the Harley Quinn movie.
But bro, they're still coming out with the Gotham City Sirens.
Right, yeah.
And that's
we'll see.
Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy,
I'm
and
calling
Catwoman.
it right now. Birds of Prey is going to bomb, and then we'll talk and see how they continue forward. I don't know how many DC movies have to bomb and how many movies have to get these great reviews for them to realize the formula. I don't get it.
Yeah, because
you know what you had in Man of Steel. You know what you had in the Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting in Joker. I don't understand why. Clearly, these are the successful ones. Follow the formula. Marvel did it. As soon as they hit the formula, and people are like, "This is what we wanted in a Marvel movie," they beat it into the ground, dude.
Yeah.
And they're still successful with it. Why Warner Brothers refuses to see that sign is beyond me, dude.
Yeah.
I do not understand it.
I don't get it either.
The only one they got away with is Aquaman. And that's only because it was star-studded and the CGI was just
but I
insane.
really enjoyed Shazam. And then Wonder Woman was good too. I mean, like I said about Wonder Woman, I just didn't like the ending. But I can't wait to see Wonder Woman. Is it 1984? Yeah, I can't wait to see that. And I mean, I just think that DC just needs to, like, I don't like all these team up movies that they keep trying to do. I mean, because like with Harley Quinn, and then now Suicide Squad 2 is coming out, but I think that's going to be better than the first one because it's a reboot, and James Gunn is doing it, and they released everybody that's going to be in the movie, so they have a star-studded cast for Suicide Squad 2. But there's another team up movie that's supposed to be coming out. Like I said, the Gotham City Sirens. It's like I just want to see your single hero movies. I mean, it's cool if you have a team, but it's kind of similar to the problem that I have with like shows like on the CW, like where everybody has a team Flash,
right, yeah,
team Supergirl, team Team Arrow.
You think there's gonna be a team Batwoman?
Come on, you already know.
You know there's gonna be a team
Batwoman, and like it's like I like with Black Lightning, like. It makes sense that the reason why they have a team because everybody that's in his team is his family. So
same thing with Shazam,
and that's how it is in the comics too. Like he has the daughters, Thunder and Lightning, and like that's his team.
It all makes sense.
It makes sense, but he doesn't have like 20 other people like, hey guys, we're all a family,
calling them up.
Like that's all it is on the Flash. Like I love the Flash, but it's just like everybody gets in Barry's ear. Come on, Barry, you can do this.
The Flash is literally like the Incredibles.
Yeah,
where they just what's the superhero Up and Away, the Disney Channel original movie? That's all it is. It's just a bunch of random superheroes, and then they're supporting the other superhero, the big boy.
Yeah, they get in their ear. I know that you can do this.
You can do it, Barry.
You just have to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, Barry.
Remember the training that you did.
Oh my
and then
God.
They say, run, Barry. Run. And then he starts running fast.
But that's CW for you.
Yeah, but
that's like...
Bro, Legends of Tomorrow is really good, man. And the reason why that show is good is because it's like, even though it's a team-up show, it's like everybody on the team, it's like they were already established, and then they were just put together compared to... these other shows where like a hero just shows up and it's like, yep, you're part of the team now.
All right. At what point are we so oversaturated in the superhero department that it's a problem?
You talking about like with movies and TV shows?
Well, movies, I don't feel like you can oversaturate superhero movies because you can only release so many movies at a time, right? How many superhero shows are on TV right now?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
But you got to think about it like this. Times have changed compared to when we were younger, and like superhero
movies are like cop show, or superhero shows are like cop shows now.
I wouldn't say all of that.
Yeah, you got there's like 7 NCISs. There's like 10 other shows that are just like NCIS, but they're not NCIS.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same thing with these superhero shows, bro. There are so many superhero shows.
I feel like as long as they keep on putting out shows that people want to see, and like there are way more nerds in the world now than there were when we were younger. And that's a cool thing. What I would love to see them do is I want to start seeing live action video game shows with certain video game characters. Like I would love to see a Legend of Zelda series.
No.
I would love to see
these are going to be brutal.
a Metroid. You said
Metroid Prime, man, these are going to be brutal. They're going to be horrible shows.
I mean, you never know. I mean, look,
I do know because we've seen the movies.
But there's only
if they can't
the only movie that's come out of Super Mario Brothers, man.
That ain't true. If they can only do what are you talking about?
What other Nintendo movies have they come out with?
Not just Nintendo, but video games.
I know,
Prince of Persia, trash.
I haven't seen it.
John Carter, trash.
I thought I didn't know that was a video game.
Yeah, they just did Assassin's Creed, trash.
Some people said that was okay.
World of Warcraft movie, trash.
I'm not a fan of World of Warcraft.
Dude, and there's more.
The Resident Evil movies were good at one point.
Maybe the first one, maybe two. That's it.
I want to see, or
and they didn't even really go off of the video game. The Silent Hill movie was trash.
I haven't seen that, but it's like I would love to see more live action anime films because I don't know if you've seen Alita yet, but Alita, in my honest opinion, was the best live action anime film that's ever come out because it's like they changed a couple of things from the source material, but other than that,
Alita's doable. You can't do a live action Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, you
I don't
can.
care what anybody says.
Can.
You can't do it.
Yes,
you can't do Naruto.
Yes, you can.
Can't do My Hero.
Oh,
they're gonna be
hold
trash.
on, Rondell. Speaking of Naruto, so your boy has been watching Naruto at the gym. Naruto.
Okay,
that's what I said, right?
No. I'm talking about the first one.
Naruto.
No, I'm talking about. You're not talking about Shippuden, and you're not talking about Shippuden. You're talking about Naruto, just Naruto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been watching that at the gym, and I am almost done with season 7. And bro, it's like all of these filler episodes, man, are just you could tell that they're filler episodes. I wanted to call you and tell you that I don't know if you watched Naruto the dub or the sub.
I've seen both.
Okay.
The sub blows. The sub blows the dub out the water.
The dub
is trash.
Like the dub. I'm just sitting here listening to it.
Naruto's voice.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
I believe it. Yeah, like bro, that. And then it was one episode that I was watching, and because you got to remember, like this show was coming on Cartoon Network at the time, and they like remember on those old cartoons, like when something would happen and like they had the sound effects, like
yeah.
There was one. It was on Naruto, and I'm just like, it reminded me of like the 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh, like where they would put in like the sound bites and stuff like that. And I'm just like, why? Like this is an anime. Why do you have like Yogi Bear sound effects in the anime?
This is a guy I've seen all Naruto. I've seen all of Shippuden. And I've seen 84 episodes of Boruto.
Okay.
Naruto's not that good. There's some seasons you really do need to watch because it's relevant to the story and they're really good. You got to see like the Orochimaru battle with the third Hokage and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
There's certain things that you have to see.
The Sasuke and
but Naruto as
battle.
A whole, it's him. Shippuden, there's a little bit of filler, but a lot of their filler is backstory. And I saw a lot of the comments on your thing about skipping the filler on it. Do not skip the filler.
But no, see, I had put up another post and like somebody was like that there are certain filler episodes that you
have
need
to see.
Because like they said there's one where you see Kakashi's backstory.
Well, that's once you get to the Great Ninja War, and the Great Ninja War is like 200 episodes.
Yeah.
All the filler in the Great Ninja War where they deviate from the main plot, it's all backstory filler. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Because it, like you said, it's the whole Kakashi backstory, the Obito story. You got all these things. There's more story about childhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like filler, quote unquote.
Okay, I got a question. Is there an episode where it's a backstory on Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru?
There's a whole...
Now, is that in Shippuden or is that in Naruto?
No, it's in Shippuden. There might be one in Naruto, but it's irrelevant. The real stuff is in Shippuden when they go to the village that rains all the time and they meet this other guy and they're battling and then how they became like the three great,
So do we see the black people in Naruto or Shippuden?
No, Shippuden.
Okay, all right, cool. The episode that I just recently watched at the gym was it was the one where I think it's like the Star Village or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the star came, it was a meteor that came and landed in the village. And these shinobi, it's like they were training around the meteor to get their chakra and whatnot. but then it's like they find out that the meteor can actually kill people if they're around it too long. Like some people were able to harness the power and become stronger from it, but some people
it's like radiation.
Yeah, something like that. But when I was watching this, it kind of reminded me of Black Panther, because like remember in Black Panther the vibranium came. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into today's episode, because it's like, we went a little bit long on this intro. We really don't go.
Horror. There's another episode of Tales from the Podcast.
Yeah, Tales from the Podcast.
Our month-long weekly series.
Yep, where we talk about horror and scary stuff. And again, like we said earlier in the intro, we brought on director, actress, stunt woman, Miss Jenna Kanell.
Right.
So let's go ahead and get into today's episode.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What's going on, Jenna?
How you doing, Jenna?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I just finished working out at the gym, and I'm full of energy right now. I don't know about Trav, though.
Damn. I can hear it.
Got to get that hour of cardio in every day.
Wow. I'm impressed. I certainly don't do that much.
Yeah, it's crazy, but like so many people, when I tell them that I do an hour of cardio every day, they're just like, how do you do it? Like the most I can do is about 25 to 30 minutes.
I mean, I'll do an hour of like hard working out when I do work out. I just can't get myself to do it every day.
Yeah, it's definitely a mental thing.
No, this man's addicted.
Like,
he's addicted to the gym.
Yeah, Jenna. Last year, when I started my weight loss journey, I was 456 pounds, and now I weigh 283 pounds. So yeah.
Holy congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm in the gym every day. That's my life.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Hey, also, we forgot this is kid-friendly PG podcast.
No, don't say it's kid-friendly. Say
it is kid-friendly.
We are the John Cena podcast.
Okay, so I should not swear.
Well, I mean, you can say ass and hell and what's the other one, Trav? Damn. Badass.
Okay, so no fucks.
Yes, no MFers. Yes.
All right. Copy that.
And if you do, it is okay. I do have editing skills.
I will do my best to not make your life more difficult.
So thank you for reaching back out to us and joining us.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out to me.
Yeah, I'm glad Travis brought you on. It's like, now, before we get into talking about like Terrifier and everything like that, like Trav told me he had reached out to you, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, she's in Terrifier. I have that movie on my Netflix list, and I've been meaning to watch it for a while now, but I recently just got into, watching Netflix in general because I'm doing cardio at the gym. So I'm just like, hey, I might as well just watch stuff on Netflix. So I watched Terrifier the other day finally, and I was just like, man, like this is a really good movie. I don't know why I was waiting so long to watch it. And I just want to say you did a phenomenal job in that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you watched it at the gym? Was there anyone behind you that was like...
Nah, I watched it late at night. So that way, the gym is empty during that time. So I can get away with watching certain stuff, especially without headphones too.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I would think you would have to watch that at the gym when there weren't a ton of people around. Otherwise, you might get asked very politely to leave.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like sometimes I watch certain animes, and you know how some animes it's like they'll show nudity, and it's like it's always unexpected. Like I don't know if you ever. I don't know if you.
They just come bouncing out of nowhere, man.
I don't know if you've heard of this anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but
no,
I was watching it in the gym, and like there was a scene like where they just showed like a guy's ass, and I was just like, man, like thank God nobody saw what I was watching, because
you're a real creep.
Yeah, people were like, oh, what's this dude watching?
Right, this guy's watching a hentai at the gym.
So yeah, before we really get into the whole Terrifier Bye Man stuff, we really wanted to talk about your early start and what made you get into acting and what led you to directing your own film.
Sure. I don't know how far back you want me to go, but I guess the interest started because I used to tell stories when I was a kid and before I could write. And then I started writing, and once I knew how, and ended up trying out acting and really loved it. And so I kept doing that and kind of ended up falling into, no pun intended, stunts as well. And then a couple years ago, started doing production work. And now I kind of am at a place where I try to balance as many of them as I can and just hop back and forth.
What do you think you like the most, working like behind the scenes or in front of the camera? Like, obviously they're two different things and maybe you enjoy them equally as much, but what, like, I don't know, what's driving you? What's the high from each one you're doing?
Man, I mean, this sounds like a cop-out answer, but I really love all of them, and I don't particularly want to have to choose quite yet. It kind of depends on the project for me. There are certain projects where I really want to be at the helm and be a part of the way the story is being told. And then there are certain characters that I would rather embody and just be that part of the story, if that makes sense. So it kind of depends on the story for me.
Oh, no, totally. Totally. Pretty much we had, and we were talking about this earlier with your short film, Bumblebees. And
thanks for watching it.
Oh yeah,
well, it was phenomenal, yo. Look,
thank you.
Look, let me tell you, because it's like when Trav told me that we were having you come on, it's like I like to do as much research as possible on the guests that we're having come on to the podcast. And so I checked out Bumblebee, and I checked Bumblebee out first. I'm sorry, Bumblebees, not Bumblebee. I'm sorry. I watched Bumblebees first before I had watched the TED Talk video, and I was amazed by the whole thing. Like, I thought your brother Vance, I thought he was really cool. I thought he had some, I didn't know he was your brother at first when I watched the movie. And then I found out once I watched the TED Talk, but I thought he was cool. I enjoyed his dance moves that he had.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I enjoyed Goldie the cat too.
She is a star. She's a diva. It's that film. She won't get out of bed for less than scale plus 10. She needs a trailer. Yeah, Goldie's great. And that's his actual cat. Goldie is Vance's cat.
That's awesome. Like I like how he had to ask Goldie for advice on getting ready for the date and everything like that. And when he was dancing in the living room, like Goldie was just sitting there on the recliner, just chilling.
Yeah, she just gives advice. She doesn't need to get up.
But I thought it was cool that when you was talking about it in the TED Talk, like this was the first time that you had directed a film. Yeah.
And it was, that's kind of what I mean by, that it was by accident. Cause I originally was just going to write it and I was trying to find someone else to direct it. And then it was one of these things where I thought, Vance would be more comfortable with me directing him. And it was a story, I know him better than a random person would. And so I figured, this is a low stakes short film. I might as well try directing it myself. And then as you saw, it ended up kind of blowing up in a way I wasn't expecting to. And so I started doing research about women in film and obviously studied about all the gender disparity in behind the camera and realized that I enjoyed doing it and that I was okay at it. So I kept doing behind the camera work from then on.
Now, me, I can't watch these videos and not pretty much cry. Like any sort of video where they're dealing with, mentally challenged kids of any sort, or any sort of soldiers are coming home from war and reuniting with families.
Yeah, I can't with those videos.
Oh man,
any video of like someone coming back from war and seeing their dog for the first time or something, like I lose it.
And then I get trapped in that cycle where I'm watching one video and another video, and now I'm just
openly weeping
for 30 minutes. I'm just crying. Yeah, what am I doing here? So
it's very cathartic.
Yeah, I mean the whole TED Talk was very inspiring and emotional, and I don't know for you if you've ever like gone to the TED Talk YouTube page and like read the comments, but the amount of comments that people are like, I saw Terrifier and I wanted to check out more of you, and it led me to this TED Talk, and they're like, wow, this woman's so much more than just some random horror, chick in a movie. And the comments, man, are like
very positive,
and all these people talking about your story and how they laughed and they cried and all these things. When you wanted to do this, did you like sit down with your parents and Vance and be like, I want to present his story to other people, maybe help other kids? Or like, what's the thought process?
I didn't really talk to our parents much about it. I did talk to Vance, though. I did approach him and ask, whether he would be comfortable with it. And I don't know if you remember I think I say this in the TEDx talk, but he basically said he'd be down as long as he didn't have to swear or kiss anybody or die.
Or die.
I think those were his, yeah, I think those were his rules, which are, totally legitimate. But other than that, he was down to clown.
Well, look, if Michael B. Jordan could put in his contract, he's no longer going to die. Why can't Vance?
Did he really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's his new thing. That's his stipulation now that he doesn't want to die in movies anymore. So good on Vance, man. Let you guys know. These are my demands.
Yeah. Vance and Michael B. Jordan. Who knew? Obviously, you know that's not in my contract anywhere.
Right. Obviously.
Yeah,
right.
One thing that I really appreciated what you had said in the TED Talk was when you were telling Vance's story about like everything that he had, and when he was born, like the doctor said that, he wouldn't be able to walk, he wouldn't be able to talk, and he was able to beat all of that. And you had said that when he was going to the school, he didn't have any limits. And I feel like that's something in life that we as humans, where it's like sometimes we're always told that we can't do something or we shouldn't do this. And for him to, just be able to prosper and be able to do the things that he was told that he wouldn't be able to do, like, that's really awesome.
Yeah, it is. He's pretty inspiring. I mean, it's really amazing how far he's come and the young man that he is now. So
are we ever going to see Vance in any more movies?
I hope so. Well, Bumblebees was actually a proof of concept for a web series. So if we ever get that off the ground, obviously he will be playing himself again.
That's awesome.
He did another short film for some other people in Atlanta after that, and hopefully that'll come out and we'll be able to see that as well. And he actually ended up doing the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control.
Right.
He ended up doing a photo shoot with them that was about healthy relationships, I believe, and they wanted to present neurodiverse relationships and relationships between people that have developmental or physical challenges. And so he ended up being in that, which is pretty cool. But hopefully he'll be in more coming up.
Yeah, that'll be awesome to see. And once he is in something else, I'd definitely like to check it out.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed him on screen. Like, he had a lot of energy, and, I'm a very energetic person. So it's like, I like high energy stuff. I guess it's because I'm a professional wrestler. That's why I'm always high with full energy, I guess.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Thank you.
All right. So I got to definitely hit this topic, and that's really the whole stunt performer stuff. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that particular martial arts. What is it? Krav Maga?
Krav Maga, yeah.
Krav Maga, okay. Yeah, I definitely want to hear about this whole stunt training and like what you've done and how to even get into something like that, because I know that's like one of those weird things that's like, who grows up to want to be a stunt guy, you know what I mean? So how'd you even fall into doing something like that?
That was also sort of by accident. I used to when I was in kindergarten, I think, I started doing Hoshindo, which is a Korean style of martial art. And I was originally put into that because my dad wanted to feel better about me leaving the house, basically. And so he encouraged me to start doing that and put me into lessons. And I did that for a long time, and then did a little bit of Taekwondo, a little bit of soft style Tai Chi, and then transitioned to Krav Maga maybe 6 years ago, something like that. And I'd been doing, martial arts and self-defense tactics for years, and had done some other types of training. And someone, I don't remember who, but somebody just said to me, that those are stunts, right? Because I had always thought stunts were jumping out of a building or being on fire.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't occur to you that technically, by union requirements, running is a stunt, holding a weapon is a stunt. And so then once that was pointed out to me, I thought, well, I already have all this physical training. And as you guys have seen, there's a lot of fights in films. And so then I just started marketing myself as an actor who also did my own stunts. And so since then, a lot of the roles that I've had the privilege of doing have been ones that require stunts. And so then I also started to get, after that, I started to find stunt specific training. There are boot camps you can do that teach you, translating, because the fights in real life don't always look good on camera. And so there's a certain amount of translation that happens in terms of making them more camera friendly, opening them up a little bit, and some of the different choreography and things like that. So it was just a matter of training. And I love doing stunts. It's one of my favorite things. I think it's a lot of fun. And so, it was kind of by accident, but a happy one, as Bob Ross would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had checked out like a bunch of the movies that you had been in. And I think it's cool that you do a lot of stunts for, every role that you're in. And whenever I think about like somebody that does their own stunts in movies, I always think about Jackie Chan. Like, I don't know if you watched any Jackie Chan movies when you were younger, but I always used to love at the end of the films, they would always bloopers. I wouldn't really say they were blue. Well, some of them were, they had some bloopers in the ending credits, but like a lot of the scenes were just him doing stunts. And I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I actually read somewhere that for some of his films, they actually had to slow some of his footage down because he was so fast and so efficient.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's the man, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He is a man.
He's still kicking
I love
it.
Jackie Chan, yo.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Rush Hour 4 to come out.
One day. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, we got to get that finale to the Rush Hour series.
That's what the world needs.
Oh, something that I meant to bring this up earlier, pretty much as soon as you got on in my research, is that apparently you carry the name Sketchball.
I sometimes, yes, to some people. No one's called me that in a long time, but that is something that I have been called in the past. It was kind of a nickname that I had in high school with certain folks, and it hasn't been happening recently, but I wouldn't complain. I mean, yeah, I guess because I was a kind of a sketchy character when I was younger, and would get into all sorts of hijinks and stuff. I think that's where that came from.
Right. Being that pretty much, doing Terrifier and Bye Bye Man, those are some of the like bigger like Netflix horror movies that they have, and you happen to be in both of them. Is horror even something that like you were into as a kid, or is these just kind of roles that fell in your lap? And
I have always loved horror. I'm a huge horror fan. When I was a kid, well, I think how you can trace me getting into it originally was that when I was a kid and I would be sick every time I stayed home from school, I would just watch horror movies and thrillers and things like that. And so I've always been a fan of the genre, and then getting to be a part of it has been just a blessing. And now I'm even more of a fan. And now, like you said, with streaming services and with the genre kind of growing in popularity and becoming more mainstream, there's so much material. There's so much content now. And so I've just become an even bigger geek about it.
So what were some of your favorite horror movies growing up?
I obviously Blair Witch, classic.
yeah,
I was really into Cloverfield when it came out. Really, really liked that movie a lot. Like, read all the backstory, followed all the fake blogs that they set up, did all this research behind the story and the lore and of that world. I'm trying to think of what other ones I liked when I was younger, because a lot of my favorite ones are a little more contemporary. The Thing is another one. The one from the 80s.
I love The Thing.
but
It's incredible.
Did you ever play the video game?
No, I don't think I knew there was a video game.
Oh, yeah, it was a video game that came out on the PS2 and the Xbox back in the day. And
oh my goodness!
what did you really just do a thumbs down?
yeah,
why?
because the video game is trash,
Bro, no, I enjoy the video game, man. It's like, don't be hating on the
I'm
Thing
not hating.
video
I'm just saying
game.
it's your typical movie video game, man.
Nah.
They're never really that good.
Well,
so.
I mean, how can it be a movie video game if the movie came out in the 80s and the video game came out in the 2000s?
video game came off of the remake.
No.
Yeah.
No, the video game is the video game is pretty much a sequel to the original Thing movie.
Okay.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't
What
know.
are you saying?
I'm just saying I wasn't
You
a fan
coming
of the
here with
game.
this fake news, man? Talking
Fake
about
news,
it's a remake. Nah, bro, it's just
You
like the
guys should
Scarface
probably
video
fight.
game.
You should probably fight. You should probably duke it out.
Yeah.
We've done it before.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Thing is a really good movie. Did you ever watch the sequel that they had came out with?
No, I honestly I've only ever seen the one from the 80s because I had kind of read about the original, the OG thing, and then I read about the remake of the remake, and I don't know. I just love the one from the 80s so much. I've never felt inclined to watch any of the other ones, and it's John Carpenter, so
Yeah.
I don't know how I never sought the other ones out. No hate towards them, but I never saw them.
Oh no, that happens because one of my favorites is The Omen, the original.
I still haven't seen the original.
It's not that I didn't like the remake because I love Julia Stiles, and it's not that I didn't like the remake. It just wasn't the original. You know what I mean? It didn't have that lore behind it. You know? But yeah, so going back to you were talking about Cloverfield and following all these blogs and stuff. That was the thing that made Blair Witch so scary was when it came out.
Exactly.
They sold it as it was like, this is real found footage, and we kind of put it together, and they kind of like, we were like, this is real footage, and I was scared, man.
Yeah, I mean, we were kids.
I know.
Well, yeah, that's what it makes it. It makes it feel more real. It feels like the celluloid world has permeated into real life, and it makes it so much scarier.
It's just like what was that movie that came out a couple years ago? Paranormal Activity.
Oh, I love that movie.
That was a good 8 years, 9
I remember
years ago.
when
that came out when I was in high school.
Yeah,
I loved. That was another one that I remember being. That I think was kind of formative.
Yeah, there was a period of time where they were doing like quarantine, and there was a period of time where like they were really doing movies that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like mutant vampire zombie werewolves in the hood.
I don't know what you're talking about.
For real, you ain't never seen that movie?
I can't even repeat what you just said, to be honest.
I just summoned a demon.
Yeah, don't say that 3 times into a mirror.
Yeah. But that's another thing, too, going back to the movie you starred in, Bye Bye Man. Now they're doing a lot of the creepypasta kind of characters, the Slender Man, the Bye Bye Man, where, I guess they're like urban legend folklore characters.
Stuff that we
coming to
grew
life
up with, for real.
Yeah, they're really taking like quote unquote, campfire stories and turning them into
like
feature
Are You Afraid
films.
of the Dark?
Right. Yeah, that's kind of really
which is
what
coming
it is.
back to Nickelodeon next month. I can't wait.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, it looks really good too. The trailer was really good.
Yeah. I thought
that show was great.
I thought it was going to be like one movie, but I found it's going to be three. It's 3 parts.
Right. Yeah.
And so I can't wait to see that.
Ooh, I'm excited about that too. Some of the original Nickelodeon cartoons were pretty messed up too, like some of the 90s ones.
Yes.
Some of them bordered on some horror stuff. There were some pretty creepy episodes of Rocko's Modern Life and
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy and Our Real Monsters. Like, I'm sure that watching all of those very disturbed cartoons had something to do with.
Especially in those cartoons back then, they really blurred the lines of genders and who's what. Especially like you were just saying, Rocko and All Real Monsters, where what's his name? The teacher, the Crouch or something like that, where they really blend. Is a man? Is a female?
Yeah,
I mean, he's a monster, but what is he? And they did that a lot in Rocko too, where you ain't really sure what he is, and nobody questioned it back then. But
no.
Now it's
nowadays,
it's like, oh, what is this supposed to be?
Right. Well, and Powerpuff Girls too. The villain, him.
Him.
Him. Yeah.
It was great. It was this like villain in drag. It was fantastic.
But just nobody bat an eye at that stuff back then.
No.
Like,
because we were all happy back then.
it's just really nobody cared.
Well, the internet wasn't big either. I mean, all we had was AIM. And dial up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, that's true. I think a lot of it is that now we're in a time where people can be so much more vocal. Like now we're in a time where the consumer actually has a voice in the kind of content that we consume.
Yeah. Nobody's setting up an away message when they go to school anymore.
Right.
Those days.
Emo lyrics from a song begging to ask if you're okay.
Yo.
Oh yeah.
Customizing the MySpace page.
Did you guys ever print out like lyrics
Oh yes, all the time. I literally had a lyric book where I print them out, I punch holes in them, I put them in my binder.
So you knew the song?
Yeah, I would listen to the song and read the lyrics and be all passionate about it, like I'm performing the song. Oh yeah.
And then go to school, and then they be like, "How do you know the lyrics to the song?"
I printed them out. AZ lyrics, son.
AZ lyrics. Oh snap! I've heard that name.
Oh my God, AZ lyrics.
Oh
wow.
my God.
Oh.
Yeah. All of that. I used to do that. I remember I tried to do a project once in middle school about heavy metal, and I at one point printed out songs like Disturbed lyrics and would highlight certain words and talk about symbolism and all this. And I'm amazed that they didn't try to put me away. But
what are some of your favorite metal bands?
I'm not as into metal as I used to be, but at the time I was really hardcore into Disturbed and Seether and you know, like the classic late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Seven Dust. I mean, I'm a huge rock guy, so I mean Seven Dust. That's my jank.
Oh yeah, who am I forgetting? I mean AFI.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm blanking on other ones, but I used to be really into that stuff. I was a super goth kid.
The good old days.
The good old days. Things seemed simpler then, even though they weren't necessarily.
I don't think that I was listening to rock when I was in high school. I was more into hip hop back then, not as much as I am today.
Hip hop is another thing. That's also great.
Yeah. So what are you listening to now? Like, what are some of your go-tos?
I'm a little bit all over the place. I mean, I like, you know, there is some hip hop that I really like. Like I love Angel Hayes. She's one of my favorites. And really into a lot of kind of, I don't know even how you would classify some of this stuff, because I feel like the genres have kind of been more fluid, but
yeah, they're really, so blended now.
Yeah, which is great. But I don't even know how I would describe like, you know, like Lord Huron and War on Drugs, kind of alt, I guess, ethereal. I don't even know how I would describe them. But yeah, that stuff for sure. And I mean, a little bit of everything, I think, because it also just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm working, I like classical music in the background.
Yep.
So if I'm trying to get hyped, then that's a different story. Yeah, it just depends, I think.
So I wanted to go back to what we were talking about when we started mentioning like how the world is today with social media and whatnot. And one of the films that you directed, #Slut, I had recently saw the trailer for this I was about to say foovie. What is a foovie? I had recently saw the trailer.
Movie you can eat.
Yeah.
I had saw the trailer for this movie, and I really wanted to check it out before we did this interview. But yeah, like just the whole basis of it, like, you know, the girl, it's like her life gets flipped upside down because it's like all of these people are talking about her in social media and whatnot.
Well, so, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we never had to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have Instagram. You couldn't really get cyberbullied except on AIM. Yeah, it kind of talks about that. I mean, the whole film is not available online yet because we're still on the festival circuit.
Yeah.
But that's basically what it's about. It's kind of about power dynamics, you know, the dynamics that come into play when you have a relationship between two people and there's a power imbalance, but then also what comes with the spreading of rumors and how that medium how much that has changed.
Even like celebrities back then, I mean, when we were in middle school, like the whole Marilyn Manson removed his ribs so he could, you know, blow himself and stuff.
Marilyn Manson, I forgot. Yeah,
you believe that? I mean, Sierra, the singer,
I was about to bring that up too.
That she was born a man or something. Yeah. Lady Gaga had the same rumor about her. You really do buy into those things, though.
But Lady Gaga, she made fun of it because I remember a concert where she was wearing a dildo.
Yeah, but still, you know, the fact that I don't even know where it stems from, but then it becomes so big and global.
It comes from Michael.
But then you put on a smaller scale, like a school. Yeah. And then now that chick, you know, the girl or whatever, is spread about her. But she has to go to that school every day.
Right.
And deal with all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I just watched a really interesting documentary on Netflix called Social Animals, and it follows these three young people and their relationships with Instagram. And one of them, they talk about how she basically had to move schools because she was being bullied so relentlessly via social media. but and also, it's also social media is so dangerous, especially when you're in that age of hating yourself and hating everyone, and your hormones are all over the place and you don't know what's happening to your body. And then you see all these people who seem perfect online and you want to be like them. And I'm sure it's only contributing to the world of eating disorders and body dysmorphia and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of this game called Life is Strange.
No.
But
oh wait, yes I have. Is this the animated game?
Yes.
I want to play this game. I've heard it's incredible.
It is really good. Like, I'll tell you that I haven't cried playing a video game in a long time. Have I cried playing a video game recently? No, I haven't.
That's not the one with the gay sister and she goes looking for her, right?
No, it's not a gay sister.
I thought you were talking about something else.
It's because it kind of reminds me of #slut, where it's like pretty much there's this Christian girl, and she goes to a party, she gets drugged, and it's like all of these rumors start spreading around the school about her, and she gets sent into like a mad depression. Now, this isn't the main character in the game. This is just a character that's in the game, and the character that you play as, it's like you can try to cheer her up and say stuff to her and whatnot, but it's like it's so hard because in the world that we live today, it's like once something gets on the internet, it's like everybody knows about it, and people that you don't even know, people that don't even live in the same state as you, it's like they know who you are and know what you've done, even if you didn't do it.
And it's permanent. Everything that's on there is there forever. That's
Yes.
the dangerous part too.
Yeah, so do you know like when it's going to be out online so we can check it out? Because I would definitely love to watch it.
I'm not sure, but keep checking back in with me because I'd love for you guys to see it, and I'd love to, everyone to see it and to spread the word once I'm able to share it for sure.
Yeah, because I also saw that you had won some awards for it as well.
Yeah. It's won, I think, 3 awards so far, 3 or 4, which is awesome. And one of them was specifically for it being a socially driven, cause-driven piece.
That's awesome. And congratulations for that too, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's like ever since Bumblebees, it's like you've been knocking it out of the park when it comes to directing. So that's really awesome.
Especially on like topics that like human topics, you know, these are real things, right? That everybody can relate to and deal with, or you may not be able to. I can't relate to slut personally, because I've never been in that position, but I've seen it happen to other people, and that's how I relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, absolutely. And then that's kind of something I realized when making Bumblebees is how important that was to me to be able to take things that people find scary and make them more tangible and make them easier to digest to people that might not necessarily be familiar with them. Like you might have seen that another film that I wrote and directed is, well, I didn't write #slut, but another one that I did write and direct is called Max and the Monster. And that one is a dark comedy about dealing with trauma. The idea being that it's a comedy, a dark comedy. And so it's not meant to isolate or ostracize anyone in the audience, but at the same time, make trauma something easier to talk about and make it more accessible and make it easier to understand for people who aren't necessarily experiencing it firsthand. And then for people who are experiencing it, to have some sense of community in that.
Where are you drawing all this from? Like these ideas of, kind of, because like, how a songwriter, right? Not necessarily everything they write is based off experience that they went through. It could be a friend or their mom. They write about something their mom's struggling with or something. Is that kind of where like you're drawing things from? Or can it be seriously strangers on the internet and stories that you're seeing?
In my case, so far at least, there's always been some sort of personal connection. So obviously with Bumblebees, it was that I remember doing research and seeing a lot of films about people with autism that were just, you could almost hear the violins. They were so dramatic. They were so heavy and so depressing, and none of them really addressed the fact that neurodiverse people deal with the same stuff that all of us do and have the same sort of struggles, just with an added sort of challenge on top of that, or an added difference on top of that. And then similarly with Max and the Monster, I am a survivor of sexual assault myself, and I was at I was on the festival circuit with bumblebees, and I was watching all these other short films, and there were a number of them that were about sexual assault and the resulting PTSD. And I remember same sort of thing, that all of them were really dramatic and really heavy and really depressing, and all of them just wanted to make you feel bad. And to me, everyone knows logically that rape is bad, but people don't necessarily know after the fact, okay, but what is it that this person's now living with for the rest of their life? And a lot of the films that I saw would just, they would show the thing itself, and then it's sexualized, and so then it's confusing for people. And so I wanted something that focused on, okay, that happened, but now it's of your life, and what does that look like? So I think with some of the stuff that I've had the opportunity to direct, it's been a matter of, this is a film that I want to see, and it doesn't exist, so I want to help bring it into existence.
Those are just heavy topics that,
right?
I guess comedy has a way of, like, that's the point of comedy, right? Is to take real situations and, like, make light of them. And it's not because you're sweeping it under the rug, but that's kind of just how you get through things, right? You laugh about it. Because if you just let it boil up, it leads to depression. You're going to explode. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's so much easier to talk about things when you're laughing about them, too. And I think that comedy is highly underrated as a form of healing. And
it's funny because I had seen on your Instagram story, I don't know, maybe 2-3 days ago, that I guess you were, working in post-production or something with some guy, but you were just pretty much like annoying him the whole time. And you were just like, he hates me.
Yes, that's my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
But he's also my partner in things business-wise as well. He produces a lot of the things that I direct, and we've been working together for a long time. And, post-production can sometimes be a slog, so sometimes you want to spice it up and make it more fun. Yeah. And, also film in general, it's something where you're working such long hours and sometimes in very intense conditions, and so you want to be working with people that can make you laugh as well.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool, man, that I didn't know that was your boyfriend. I think that's really cool.
I'm a bit private about my personal life sometimes.
You have to be.
The cat's out the bags.
I know. Not everyone's going to know. Oh, God.
But yeah, I just think, man, that's anytime, and I know these are like huge celebrities, but like Camila Cabello and that other guy she's dating, that singer dude. I just think it's always cool, man, when people who work in the same field find like a bond. And now they get because they're both super passionate about it, right? And
well, and it's someone who understands your life.
Exactly. I don't know. I just always found things like that cool. So congratulations to y'all, man, for finding each other and being able to do what you're passionate about together.
Thanks. Yeah, well, and it's a relatively recent thing. He was my best friend for 4 years, and
he made it. Hell yeah, he made it out the friend zone. He made it out the friend
zone. He did. Yep. And and so it was, and we'd been working together for a long time prior to dating, and so it's like, but and film and music, I'm sure, is similar, where you keep weird hours, and you need to be with someone who understands if you have dinner plans and then you get an audition or something that's time sensitive, and it has to be someone who understands that all of your plans can suddenly change last minute, and that's just kind of part of your life. And that sort of understanding is important.
Yeah. And again, you just never know, like you just said, what somebody's going to be tomorrow versus what they are today, right? So, yesterday's stranger is today's best friend. So, there was a point in time where, me and Banks met for the first time, so you just never know what anything's going to lead to and how important somebody can become to you, man. So that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I important to you?
Very.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're both important to me now. So,
So, all right. So we're here. It's this is our horror month of the podcast. Now, I definitely want to spend the rest of our time talking Terrifier, because I'm sure when all you guys were filming, nobody expected this film to
blow up,
become the big deal that it has become.
No, of course not. Not at all. In no way.
So how was that? Like, when do you think like this film got the traction it did and became like, this was easily the hottest horror film of we're in 2019, so 2018 for sure.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think, well, it's funny because we filmed it maybe 2014, years ago.
Wow.
And then about 2 years ago or so, it premiered at, I think, Telluride Horror Show, the film festival. And then we had a more formal premiere at the Lincoln Center in New York, which myself and a couple of the other cast members and Damien went to. And then it was, it was on YouTube and Google Play, and they had a DVD release through Epic Pictures, and it was out there, but it wasn't, it was starting to gain traction, but it didn't really explode until it hit Netflix. And then all of a sudden, people started losing it in the best way. And it was very unexpected, and it kind of all happened at once. And since then has only kind of rippled outwards.
I feel like Netflix is a blessing to a lot of things that come out, because there's stuff that you don't know about. And then once it gets on Netflix, and then on Netflix, it says it's trending, that means there's a lot of people watching it. So
yeah, and it makes it more accessible to a lot of people who aren't necessarily trying to spend money on a DVD for a film that they don't know if they're going to love or not.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff on Netflix that didn't come out in theaters, or like you said, on DVD, and it's like you can just find it there and be like, oh, okay, wow, like this is really interesting. Let me see what other stuff is similar to this that I can watch. Like, let me see what else the actors have been in, so that way I can check them out and see what they've done as well. I mean, like you said, you said it had been out for some time, but it didn't pick up traction. I remember seeing like people talking about it on Netflix all the time, and I was just like, oh, it looks interesting, but I don't think it was on Netflix back at that time period. And then like when I found that it was on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it was just on, wasn't it just on Shudder?
I don't know that it's been on Shudder quite yet.
Yeah, I thought it was on
sure.
Shudder, but maybe it wasn't.
I do love Shudder very much. And then Bye Bye Man kind of had an opposite sort of arc, where that had a theatrical release first, and a ton of people saw it, and it was playing all over the world. And that did really, really well in theaters, and only recently has hit Netflix, which is also very cool. But yeah, it also just, obviously it depends on the studio and on the type of film that it is and the audience for it.
So was Terrifier, was that the first horror movie that you had starred in, or was there one before that?
Starred in, yes, I think so. Because I had done a couple of features. I had been a lead in a couple of features prior to that, but they weren't horror. So yeah, I believe so. And actually, Terrifier, funny enough, Terrifier, I wrapped. So I was in New York and New Jersey filming Terrifier for 2 weeks. Went home for about 12 hours, and then home being Atlanta, and then the next day got on a plane and went to Cleveland, Ohio, and filmed Bye Bye Man for a month.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So they were actually back to back. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, because, man, that's just so cool, man, to be a part of, like you just said. And I looked up Bye Bye Man's numbers. Like you said, it did. I think the budget was like $7 million and made $27 million. Yeah, I mean, it really blew up. And I'm really kicking myself because I know her name and I can't think of her name. The chick from The Matrix.
Oh, Carrie-Anne Moss.
Yes.
Carrie-Anne Moss, yes.
What was that like? Did you actually get to hang out with her at all, or?
I met her once because we didn't have any scenes together. Yeah, we didn't have any scenes together, but I met her in passing when I was leaving the makeup trailer and she was entering the makeup trailer, and I did my best not to be a total dweeb, and I'm pretty sure I failed. But she was very nice.
No, they say that she's very nice.
She is. She's super chill. She's really cool.
She's
intimidatingly cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about The Matrix here. I mean, one of the biggest movies of all time.
And now they're getting a fourth one.
Yeah, it's...
Well, what was that?
No, I'm just saying, I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth, so it caught me off guard.
That's what she said.
Because I kind of forgot they were doing another one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to mention about Terrifier, and something that I really liked about it, was that because in most horror movies, it's like you always expect like the female lead to always survive, and
final girl status.
And it leads to a sequel to where the monster or the killer comes back. And the whole time I was watching the movie, I was just like, okay, she's gonna survive. Tara was your name in the movie. And I was just like, okay, yeah, Tara's gonna survive. And then like when Art killed her, I was just like, oh snap. Like, oh yeah. I think a lot of people were not expecting that. Well, I get a number of messages every day of people lamenting my death, which is very kind. And even like when you had got shot in the face, like, oh yeah,
and like, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Look, even when you got shot in the face, and I saw that you were still alive.
Now, did you do that stunt for real?
I did not get shot in the face.
Come on, bro. But it's like when you got shot in the face, I was just like, okay, like it's a possibility that she'll be fine. I mean, 50 Cent got shot 9 times,
right?
And he survived.
Me and 50 Cent, we're in the same boat.
Right.
I did do that though. I mean, like Damien wired tubes through my face and applied prosthetics to my face. So that was actually me. Everything in Terrifier is actually me, except the really bloodied up, messed up version of me in the chair with the sign at the very, very end. But everything prior to that is actually me.
Well, me personally, I know you were saying you were shocked at the end when she didn't survive. Honestly, by what was going on in the movie, nothing shocked me after he cut homegirl from
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Vagina to head, pretty much.
I turned my head when I saw that.
And actually, David Thornton was on Chris Jericho's podcast, like when like the film really blew up, and he was just talking about all that stuff, like the behind the scene things and the prosthetics and all the cool stuff you guys got to do and how much fun you guys had filming the movie. And I again, like you said, you filmed it in 2014 and it took until about 2018 to like really, really blow up. Just crazy to think, man, like 4 years after filming a movie that it just becomes this
classic
thing. And I mean, I really think that Art is going to become, I want to say maybe like Freddy or Jason or something like that, but he's definitely going to be one of those horror icons.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, I think he would be up there with Freddy and Jason as a horror icon. I know somebody sent me a message and was just like, yeah, Art is the new It. And I'm just like, I wouldn't say all of that. I think he's a really cool character, but I think Art and It are like two different things. You can't compare. You can't compare both of them. But like if you were saying comparing like Art to like Freddy Krueger or something like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that.
But what I found really cool about this movie, and I mean, maybe you feel the same thing too. When they gave you the script and what they were going to do with it, it's hard to take a quote unquote clown and really do something new with them. Yep. And they did in this movie, like. They created a whole new clown character. It's hard to make clowns creepier than what they are, and they somehow did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Damien was very smart about the creation of that character, and obviously David nailed it in terms of his performance, and I think that combination really, really brought it to life.
Yeah, because, I mean, I'm huge in the Broadway and stuff, so I had seen him
he's big
Broadway
into
shows before.
And
and you could just tell it by the facial expressions, that how Art carries himself, that this guy is very eccentric with how he moves his body and stuff like that. So, man, everything they just did about that movie, it was definitely one of the best movies I had seen in 2018 for sure.
Like,
thank you.
Like even the ending, like, because it's like you always expect that somebody's going to survive and it's going to be a happy ending, and somebody did survive.
I will say that when he came back out the body bag and. That did shock me. I lied when I said I wouldn't be shocked.
You wasn't expecting that?
I thought like it was just over.
He was like, surprise.
Everybody died. Yeah, that shocked me. I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Well, no, I don't think anybody did. And in terms of my death, I mean, Damien said on another podcast that we did together that he regrets killing me.
Yeah, because I was pulling for you, and then like,
thank you.
When I saw you got shot, I was just like I said, you got shot in the face.
You could have been the new Sidney Prescott.
Well.
That's all you can say is
Yeah, well,
hey, well look,
here we are.
well look, there's a sequel coming out, so it's like you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, I'm sure she knows.
Yeah, she knows. It's like, yeah, you never know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I wasn't expecting
back in other universes.
Oh, what was that?
I'll be back in other universes.
Yeah, there we go.
See, that's how you got to look at stuff. Like, there's the multiverse, man. Like, there's a universe where she didn't
we can get into time theory, but we just don't have time for it.
Oh, no pun intended, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can't control
next time we do this, we can get lost in the sauce on time theory, because I love that stuff.
Now, before we start wrapping this thing up, I do want to make some recommendations to you, since you are now one of the horror queens. Have you seen the movie Hereditary?
Ooh. Of course.
Oh,
what, you think I've been living under a rock? Of course I've seen it.
You'd be surprised how many people haven't.
I've seen it, yes.
I hadn't seen it until last year.
Yeah.
I saw it Hereditary, and I saw Midsommar.
Yeah. I didn't get to go see the director's cut.
Midsommar was really good.
It was. I honestly liked Midsommar better than Hereditary.
A lot of people did. A lot of people did. Who were fans
I too want to see the director's cut. I'm really curious to see Ari Aster's troubled mind.
They said it's even better than they said it blew the original one out the water. The director's cut.
The director's cut made the boyfriend. It made you hate him much more in the director's cut. And,
they said it was real bad.
I really enjoyed that. Because I felt like that there was some stuff left out in the original version, but when you watch the director's cut, you like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Oh man, yeah, I gotta get my hands on that.
Did you ever watch the one movie he did, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons?
No,
this dude will not stop talking about this movie, man.
You need to watch it. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
He's
just watch it.
He's obsessed with this movie.
Just watch it. I'm pretty sure you've seen memes of it before, but just watch it.
What's it called?
The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. It was his first film that he directed. Yeah, it was his first film he directed, and it's really messed up. Like when you watch it, like after the first scene, like your jaw is gonna drop. Like I was in a room full of people, and I was just like, yeah, let's watch this movie. And everybody that watched it, they was just like, what are you showing us right now? Like it's very thought provoking. I want to say.
Okay, noted. I wrote it down. I'm gonna check it out.
What other movies you got for it, Trav?
No, I was looking up that Strange Thing About the Johnsons too.
It's funny.
You just won't stop talking about it.
It's funny. I mean, it's messed up, but you laugh about it afterwards. But it's a messed up movie though. I mean, you can say the same thing about Midsommar. Like when I watched it the first time, I was just like, man, like it's a lot of messed up stuff in this movie. But then when I watched the extended cut, I was laughing about certain stuff in the movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does that thing that we were talking about where it's that balance of humor and discomfort, and how the discomfort and the fear don't really mean anything unless you release the tension every so often.
Right. No, this is one of those, you got to be in the dark stuff. So,
yes.
I don't know what you're watching, bro. I just read the little description of the movie, so.
What do you mean? No, bro. It's like, no, there's certain scenes in the movie where it's just like you laugh about it afterwards. You shouldn't. I think it's because of the memes that people make that make you laugh. So then when you watch it, you're just like, oh, okay.
But no, that's what separates, that's what makes movies, right? Is like, there are no quote unquote boundaries that you can do. And I guess it's limitless.
Yeah. Like what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And because this stuff still does happen in real life. I'm not going to announce on the podcast what the description of this movie is.
Please don't.
This stuff does happen in real life. So, I mean, and to depict it in a movie, but it's not funny. Exactly. Not funny. It's not funny. So,
but people, they find laughter in bad situations, and and it's a really bad situation.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that's like this thing. Have you ever seen a Serbian film?
Oh my God.
No, I read the Wikipedia page, and that is all I needed.
I did the same thing.
It's insane. I actually, she was my wife at the time, but my ex-wife, she wouldn't when I got it, because I had to check it out and be like, there's no way this movie is as crazy but it is.
Yeah.
And I had it on a flash drive. And she wouldn't let me keep it on the computer. She was like, that movie is not going to be on our computer. And I was like, no, I got you. I keep it on flash drive.
It's just like 2 girls, 1 cup.
No, it's not.
Oh, God.
And on that note.
No. That's one of those things where it's like, do I really want to watch this? Because everybody talks about it. And then you finally look at it. I don't know anybody that sat through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, what'd she say?
No one needs to see that. When someone told me what it was, I said, okay, great. I'm never going to look that up.
No, Banks
Fantastic.
had to.
Yeah, I had, because nobody ever told me what it was. They just said just said it's two girls, one cup. And they said it's nasty.
They set you up.
And
they
they set me
nasty.
up. Yeah, they
I'm
said
so
it was
sorry. My condolences.
Oh, man.
So one movie that I wanted to ask you about that I had looked up, Killer Babes and the Frightening Film Fiasco.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that, because
sure.
Like I said, like I was trying to do as much research as I could on you, and I wanted to watch this movie as well. So like, let's just talk about that. So what's it about?
I am not sure how much I'm allowed to say of what it's about. I was actually just on the phone with the director earlier today, because we're going to be filming part of it in November and then filming the rest of it early next year. Yeah, I mean, other than what's on IMDb, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I'm in a chunk of it. So nice. I'm sure we'll be back next year talking about it.
Okay.
Well, I love the title.
Yeah.
It's a good title. Yeah.
And
it's some fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to say, right?
Yeah, and it looks like the cover looks like retro 80s, 90s.
I can say that there is a kind of another sort of nostalgic element to that. And there, I mean, yeah, there's a couple projects that I wish I could tell you more about. Like there's a feature that I'm co-writing right now that I'm going to be starring in that I'm excited for you guys to see, but I can't tell you anything about yet. But
really, what you're saying is you've been busy.
Yeah,
I do my best to stay busy. I don't like to wait around.
That's a good thing, because when you wait around, nothing gets done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't want to be alone with my thoughts for too long. It's bad news for everybody.
Exactly.
And that's how you get movies like Strange Thing About the Johnsons and a Serbian film.
Yeah, so, and wrapping this up, Jenna, we just want to say thank you for joining us and coming on today's podcast. Like, it was really fun just having you up here and just talking with you and learning more about you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was super fun. I love this.
So before we let you go, please let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Social media land, I am on Instagram at Squid Enthusiast. That is, as in someone who is enthusiastic about squids, the cephalopod creature. So, Squid Enthusiast is me on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean, I already knew it, but I didn't know it was actually tied into you actually having a love for squid.
I do. I like them. They're really dumb and weird, and I find them fascinating.
Do you like Squidward?
Yes. I feel like I empathize with Squidward. I feel like the older I get, the more I understand where he was coming from.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
You know the scene where like he's looking out the window and SpongeBob and Patrick are playing or jellyfishing or whatever? That's me on a daily basis. I'm looking out the window. What are these kids out here doing today?
It's like you can make a meme. The kids outside, me in my 20s.
Yeah.
Squidward, me in my 30s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not in my 30s yet, but I imagine that I'm going to feel just like that.
But yeah, okay, Jenna, it was cool having you again. And
we really appreciate you coming on. And
what's that?
You rescheduled to be on here again, so we really appreciate you.
That.
Yes. Wait. What? Wait. Oh, you mean like we're gonna come back and do this again?
Oh no, I was saying we had an original date to do this with you, and we had to reschedule with you, and you were kind enough to reschedule for us. So.
Oh yeah, no, of course, man.
Yeah,
totally
we appreciate.
I hope everything turned out okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll catch you next time, and we hope to have you up here again.
Absolutely. Lovely to meet you both. Have a good night.
Yeah,
you do the same.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thanks. Bye.
Man, how cool was it how Jenna was, man?
Yo, really down to earth, really cool person. You know, all the things that she got to talk to us about.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, you know, just hearing stories about her brother Vance and, you know, stories about like, you know, how she got into acting and how she got into doing stunts and everything.
We're similar ages.
Yeah,
so,
bro. Like, that's
there's a
really
lot of relating to how the era that she grew up in and how we grew up too, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, she was a really nice person, bro. And I'm glad that we was able to have her come on as a guest. I can't wait to see #Slut once it finally airs, and I can't wait to see Killer Babes and the Frightening Film Fiasco. That's a mouthful.
I know, but I love titles like that.
It's a lot to say.
Yeah.
It's like killer vampire werewolves zombies from the hood.
Yeah.
Even though both of y'all never heard of it.
Yeah. Or I could repeat it.
But y'all know
you
who C. Thomas Howell is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, but you don't know.
I just never heard of this movie.
It's a good one.
All right.
You should check it out. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, I can't wait to see those movies. And then the one movie that she had said that she had did, what was it called?
I don't know, bro. What was it called? We talked about so much, man. She's been in so much. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's really cool, man. We've had a lot of cool guests come on the show and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, it wasn't a movie that she was in. It was a movie that she directed. Max and the Monster.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
I definitely want to check that out too, man. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, again, like, we found out so much about her, and she's a very fantastic person. She's a very fantastic person to, do a lot of the stuff that she's been able to do, man. And I just wish nothing but success to keep coming her way.
Oh, most definitely.
Because I mean, like, she's winning awards after awards after awards, and like, that's how you got to do it, bro.
Yeah, she's big on the like the indie film scene, or whatever.
Exactly.
So
yeah, man. So in that,
we gonna wrap this thing up, boy. Another episode of Tales from the Podcast.
Tales from the Podcast. Woo. Yes, sir. This is episode number 2, and we still got some more coming your way.
That's right.
So before we wrap this up, Trav, tell everybody in social media land where they can find you at.
And you can find me on Instagram at ZK Audio. Give me a follow. Check out the stories. Check out the posts. You know what it is.
And you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook. Just type in Benjamin Banks, and I should be the first person that comes up. And is there anything else? Oh, yeah. Our social media accounts for Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
At Leveling Up Banks.
That's right. On Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And give us money on Patreon because we need money. Look, so we hope everybody that's listening, it's like y'all say, hey, I want to help these guys out. And it's only $1. You know what I'm saying? $1. I mean, you can go to Taco Bell and buy something for $1. If you can give Taco Bell $1 every time you go, you can give us $1 a month. And that's all we're asking for.
$1 a month for 4 podcasts.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
Exactly. And if you feeling generous, you can give us $20 and like we'll pick
there's no thing for $20.
For $20,
$5.
For $20, we'll punch each other in the nuts for $20. You know what I'm saying?
Man, your hands are way bigger than mine.
That's what she said. And for a special price, if you give us $50 a month, we'll beat up R. Kelly for you.
Yeah,
because he's still trapped in the closet.
He
ain't
in my closet no more.
Well, where he at?
I don't know where he at, but he in jail right now, where he should be. He behind bars.
So did the cops come to your house, and they was just like, hey, we heard that R. Kelly.
He got caught, bro. He behind the bars.
Who ratted him out, Zoe?
Nobody here.
Zoe called the cops. It's just
nobody here.
I was in my dad's room, and there was a guy I heard singing coming from the closet, and it was R. Kelly, and he was like, "Let me out, Zoe, Zoe, Zoe." And then Zoe called the cops. So yeah, hey, but R. Kelly, I mean, it's horror, man.
Yeah, that would be a horror movie, bro.
Trapped in the closet, the R. Kelly story.
Oh my god.
But yeah, all right. Until next time, Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks listeners. We'll see you again. Let's go, Trav.
Peace.